Alright, so for my video today, we're going to be talking about open and closed kinetic chains. We're going to go through a couple exercises for both upper and lower body, and we're going to show you open and closed kinetic chains for each of them, and then we're going to do a progression and a regression for that exercise. So we're going to make it a little bit easier, or we're going to make it a little bit harder. So first of all, a closed kinetic chain is when the segment furthest away from your body is in a fixed position, such as your hands in a push-up position or your feet while you're doing a squat. So that your weight bearing is in a fixed position. An open kinetic chain is performing an exercise with no fixed points, or the extremity is not in a fixed position. So you can think of throwing a baseball or kicking a soccer ball as you're not in a fixed position. Or another good one is a bicep curl or a shoulder fly. So the load is here, and your arm is not in a fixed position. So you see my hand is not; it can move freely. So first, we're going to start with a closed kinetic chain. Sorry. We're going to do upper body first. We're going to do push-up. So we're going to start with our hands about shoulder width apart. My back is flat, and my weight is kind of evenly distributed between my arms and my legs here. So it should be even. So I'm going to go straight down and straight back up. Try and get your chest to the ground if you can. A way to regress this would be to simply lower your knees. So that takes away a lot of the weight that was originally on your arms and on your feet. Now you're moving your center of gravity a little bit lower, so that the weight's not all up here, now it's more down here. So you're not lifting as much weight. So you keep your back straight again, and just going to go straight down and straight back up. One way to progress this, to make it a little bit harder, is kind of the opposite as regression. So instead of lowering my legs, we're just going to raise my legs. You can use an exercise ball, or I'm just using a couch here. So I lift my legs up. So now my center of gravity is more over top of my chest here, and more of the weight is in my arms and in my chest instead of on my knees like the other one. So we're just going to go straight down and straight back up. So that is an example of a closed kinetic chain for your upper body in a push-up. Second, we're going to do a lower body squat. The lower body closed kinetic chain. So my feet are planted firmly on the ground. They're in a fixed position. We're just going to go straight down to a 90. So my feet are about shoulder width apart. My weight is in my heels, and we're not allowing our knees to go in front of the toes. So one way to make this easier, to regress it, would be use your couch or a bench. And we're just going to do the same thing, but now the couch has stopped me at 90 and kind of took that weight off for a little bit of time. So that allows people with limited range of motion to stop at 90 degrees, and it allows them to, you're not bearing that weight the entire time. So it makes it a little bit easier. A way to make this harder would be a pistol squat or a one-legged squat. So you can either do it with your leg just like this, or a way to make it really hard is try and extend your leg out like that. And then you're just going to go straight down, try and get to a 90, and go straight back up. And that obviously transfers the weight from both legs into one leg, and in turn makes that a lot harder, and you're activating a lot of stabilizer muscles and such as well. So now we're going to go to an open kinetic chain, and we're just going to do our upper body first to start. Do a bicep curl. So I'm holding two imaginary dumbbells here. Just going to go up and back down. That's our regular bicep curls. One way to make this harder is just stand one leg. So this is engaging your core a little bit, and you're just going to do the same amount of curls. And this is engaging your stabilizers, so you're not falling all over the place. And same thing, your stabilizers in your core, and your stabilizers in your arms. So it's allowing kind of more of muscle work. One way to make that harder or easier, obviously, would just be to kind of lower the weight and do kind of what you're comfortable with. Second, we're going to do open kinetic chain for our lower body. So we're going to do leg extensions, or leg raises, sorry. So first, this is using a lot of core, but it also uses your leg muscles as well. So we're just going to lay flat on the ground, And we're just going to lift our legs up like that. That is engaging your core real well as using your leg muscles, obviously, to move your legs. So one way to regress this, to make it a little bit easier, is instead of raising it straight legs, we're just going to come up with the knees. And same thing, this is working your core as well as your leg muscles. One way to make this harder, or to progress it, is you can raise it and try and hold this isometric contraction. And what that does is it keeps that load or that weight on your legs just for a little while longer, and makes you engage that muscle a little bit harder. So that is my video for open and closed kinetic chains. Thank you.